Well, it's Verdier back again. This is what happened when it came to installing my amplifier, or at least the subwoofer, in the Ford Fusion Energi. It actually turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy. It does need a little tweaking, which I'll go into at the end of this video. Sorry, the aim is total crap here. I'm sorry about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the videos here, and I'm going to try to put them together with this video as far as sound. I've never dealt with sound aspects of putting other videos with different sound. It'll be a first time for me. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know. But you'll be seeing me looking forward, and I'll be just describing what I'm seeing. And, of course, you'll be seeing the actual video, hopefully. I was able to film a little bit inside the bay. Generally not supposed to film, but, you know, I didn't film anything else. I just wanted to film what was on the inside and so forth. So, I'm going to play the first video, and what you're seeing here is the inside, everything taken apart on the inside. That is the amplifier right there. That's the main amplifier of the system, and that is the hybrid battery of the car. That's what the hybrid battery looks like in the car, and there's the main battery which you're going to hook your amplifier to. We hadn't decided whether we were going to hook to that or not, but we decided to hook to the two speakers up there. So what you're seeing are the two speakers up right there. We decided to hook to those and slave off of those instead of the amplifier itself. So, I mean, the funny thing is those speakers are 6x9s, and they call them subwoofers. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. But, you know, I guess they do add a little bit of subwoofing, I guess, so forth. As you can see now, this is what it looks like with a sub in there. This is the Kicker Hideaway. It's a mixture of the amp and a sub all in one. You can get it for about $229. It's nice and compact. Shoves in there very nicely. He did a great job. Put it all together and got the line connected together, all into a single unit. It's not bad. In fact, now you're going to see the inside. You can see you have a bass level control. Bass level control doesn't control as much sound as I was hoping, so I'm going to have a little discussion with him about it. There are a lot of wires in the way and so forth. Sorry, everything looks all dirty, but every bit of dust shows on this camera for some frickin' reason. But that's the bass level control, so I can control the bass a little higher, a little lower. Although you can also do it in the main system itself, since they're connected to the speakers and not directly to the amplifier. You can actually change bass, and by changing the bass, we'll increase the bass level overall of the sound. So that turned out very good. Now, let me give you an overall opinion. Was it worth it? Yes, definitely worth it. It needs some tweaking. It's not quite as loud as I would like. Now, that little sub actually puts out a lot of noise. It's only 8 inches, but it's a nice compact design. Easy to set up. It takes very little room. In fact, when you saw it in there, it's actually Velcroed down. So it won't damage anything since it's a leased car and so forth. So the sound is actually pretty good. I was able to raise the volume a little bit with the setting the bass on the main computer screen of the Ford Fusion Energi. I think this is worth every penny. Now, as I said, it's about $229 I can find on the internet for this unit. If you wanted to buy your own subwoofer, you know, you could get a subwoofer with an enclosure, reasonable one for about $100, and then another amplifier, reasonable one, for another, what, $50, $75. It may cost you less in the end, but it's going to take up more room. The Hideaway works very well. I've used it in my Prius. It was fantastic in the Prius. I think it's going to work very well in here. We need to raise the volume. He was very cautious about setting the volume on this thing. He was worried, since he knows I turned the volume up so loud. He was worried I might blow it. So he was a little more conservative with his sound. Also, 100% important, you have to unhook all your microphones. Now, I didn't do enough research ahead of time. I probably could have gone to Ford, but I doubt they would have been able to answer me unless I get someone very special. I did not know where all the microphones plugged in. It has to come to a single source, which is your auto noise canceling system. They have to be disconnected, otherwise you'll get weird noises. It's just the ANC will think the subwoofer is abnormal, and it won't know what to do. And it'll make weird noises. Either way, I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing any and all of you should do is disconnect that stupid ANC. The volume of the system went up significantly after that. The thing is highly held back in volume most of the time. So if you like a little bit more volume, disconnect those microphones. Now, he literally had to go inside the headliners and literally unplug them. I said, that's going to be fun when you got to plug them back in when I got to turn the car in. He said, we'll figure that out when the time comes. And my nose is going nuts. I'm sorry, I actually have a cold, so I do apologize for that. So you definitely want to disconnect the ANC. I think this is well worth it. It adds a nice thump. It's not a heavy thump. Now, you can turn it up a little louder. Was the bass level control worth it? I don't think it's really going to be needed. If you run it and slave it off the rear speakers, you'll have full control. I don't know how it will happen if you run it off the amplifier of the car. As you saw the amplifier at the beginning. I don't know how that's going to work. But it seemed easier just to connect it to the speakers. And he was able to run it right in there without any problems. And then I definitely had full control of it with no problems. And we didn't have to fool around with the amp. Now, I have a feeling the ANC plug might actually go into the amp, but I really don't know. That's something for more people to look into besides me. I'm not that important, so you don't want to start with that. All right, well, this is Verdier out. I'm going to let you go now. I'm going to do some more tuning on it, and you're going to see how it goes. I'll give you a little update and let you know how it goes. Worth every penny. It adds a subtle thump and a subtle bit of bass, but it's better bass, and it's a smoother bass. So I highly recommend it. Definitely highly recommend it. Relatively inexpensive upgrade. If you don't know anyone who can install it, maybe you can go to your local Best Buy. I don't know what it costs to install, but you can look at it. It's not too expensive. In fact, if you get something called Total Tech Support, I think that costs like $200 a year. If you get $200 a year, I believe they'll literally install speakers, amps, and all sorts of stuff in your car, and it's free. Incredible deal in that aspect. Not for the parts, obviously, but for the labor. So this is Verdier signing out. I hope you enjoyed this video and just give you an idea what was going on. Take care.